today we're talking to Upshur County Judge Todd Tefteller. So, Judge, would you please introduce yourself to us?
I'm Todd Tefteller. I'm the county court judge of Upshur County, Texas, and I'm in the end of my second year of my first term.
Okay, where are you from and what's your background and where did you go to college? Tell us a little bit about what makes you you.
I was born in Gilmer, Texas, about 3 blocks that way in 1960. My family's been here on my mother's side since I think the 1840s or 50s, because legend has it one of my grandfathers that's buried here was a citizen of the Republic of Texas during his life. And we know Texas didn't become a state till 1845. So my roots have been here a really long time.
Okay, so you went to school here and graduated from here. Did you go to college? Where did you go to college?
Graduated from Gilmer High School in 1978. Socially promoted out of there would probably be a better term for that. I then attended Kilgore College in Kilgore, Texas, and obtained an associate's degree there in 1980 in police science. Then attended the University of Texas at Tyler and graduated from there in 1982 with a degree in criminal justice. And from there, I got admitted to law school at South Texas College of Law, Houston, and I received my law degree in 1985. I was licensed as an attorney. This is a strange footnote to life. On my 25th birthday, of all things.
Oh, cool.
So my law license is dated May 10, 1985. That's on my 25th birthday.
Oh, that's awesome.
After law school, I immediately returned back to Gilmer to begin practicing law. I first practiced with a fellow named Mike Smith for 2 years. And then I went out on my own in 1987 and I've been in the practice of law now for 35 years. Okay,
so you're still an attorney. How does that work as county judge? Can you still try cases or do you still have, are you totally separated as an attorney and just do judge work?
No, I still practice law full time and I still act as the Upshur County judge full time. And so people may say, well, how do you do both? Well, whatever needs doing at the county court, I'll go up there and do that first. And then whatever needs doing down here at my private law office, I come back here and do that work. Now, Texas law is kind of unique because it allows elected county judges and elected county clerks to still practice law if those folks are still lawyers. But we can't practice law in our own courts or in any court below a county court in this county because the Upshur County Court has appellate jurisdiction over Justice of the Peace courts. But I still practice in the district court of Upshur County, Texas, and then I can practice in all the other counties in Texas in any courts.
The types of cases you try or that you handle, are those the types that would go in front of a county judge?
Not typically.
Anyway?
Mostly what we do is wrongful death and catastrophic injury cases. Then those cases typically are not brought in a county court anywhere because of the amount of money involved greatly exceeds the jurisdiction of county courts and even some county courts at law. And Upshur County does not have a county court at law. So, but in my practice, I've done everything from murder trials to divorce cases to wrongful death cases. I kind of trimmed out of family law about 5 or 6 years ago because it really involves a lot of time. I'll still do that occasionally, but mostly what we do here, 99% of it is litigation in district courts and above.
Okay.
all over the state of Texas.
So why did you decide to throw your hat in that ring and run for county judge? What did you want to accomplish? What's your goal?
I think that the county judge of Upshur County, Texas needs to be an attorney. Believe it or not, you don't have to be an attorney to be a constitutional county court judge. Because back in the cowboy days, a lot of them weren't lawyers. Now, with the urbanization of Texas, and there's like 30,000 statutes and thousands of court opinions and regulations. It's just too much of a job for somebody that's not a licensed attorney. Judge Fowler that preceded me is a licensed attorney who's now the district judge. And this is something I could offer to the community to serve as county judge and still practice law. And it sort of adds my legal machinery and my legal might to Upshur County, Texas. We don't have a county court of law, but just because we don't have a county court of law, so that's why I decided to run. I thought another individual was going to run that's an attorney, and he backed out at the last minute, and I was thrown into a last minute decision, and me and some people advising me decided I should do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the county's getting a pretty good deal having me up there.
Yeah. So what do you want the people, your citizens that are underneath you as a county judge, what do you want them to know about you and how you're going to make decisions and how you're going to act as the judge for the county? What do you want them to know? Like,
I want them to know that when you're up there in the Upshur County Court and you're a litigant, you're not going to be out slicked because your lawyer isn't from Dallas or Houston or Tyler. Because I'm going to tolerate that. And I think my credentials speak for themselves as a practicing attorney. And I think lawyers from all over that know us know that. And so I try to, like I told people when I ran, I'm going to call it like I see it. And that's what I've done on every case since I've been up there. That I would call it like I see it. Everybody in this community knows who I am and how I feel about most things as I grew up here. So what you see is what you get, so to speak.
mm-hmm. Okay. Well, and just when it comes to governor's orders, we've talked about this with COVID-19. I know that there's a lot of ways you can go with these orders because the governor's left them kind of open. What are your thoughts on following the governor's orders or tightening down? Or, I mean, obviously you can't go looser than what the governor orders, but what are your thoughts on the COVID-19 and how you've managed so far?
Well, as you know, Ms. York, because you're on my COVID committee, what we did in this county early on was establish an Upshur County COVID committee. So there would be several of us trying to look out for what we all try to do. And so that's a 5-member committee, including myself. I support Governor Abbott and everything he's done to battle COVID. I think some people have been a little too hard on him. And I think we should do what the governor says. And it's not hard to do what he says. He's basically got it fixed now. If you want to do something that's a gathering of over 10 people, either ask the county judge in the county where you live or the mayor in the city where you live about your event and just show him or her what your plans are to try to protect everybody from COVID. And the rules, plain and simple, it's not hard. Wear a mask inside any commercial setting. Wash your hands often. Don't touch your face. Use a lot of hand sanitizer. You don't have to wear a mask outside if you're able to social distance. So stay 6 feet apart. Our governor said children that's under 10 years of age don't have to have masks. So I just don't think it's that hard to comply with. And I just think out of ordinary politeness, when you or I go into a grocery store, we can wear a mask. I carry masks. Everywhere I go, I've got one in reach. Got all different patterns. It's not a big deal to put it on. I don't like talking with it on, but the governor says if you're giving a speech or something, you can talk without your mask on. Stay 6 feet apart from each other. Don't use your wipes. I got a can of these wipes every vehicle I have and on my desk here at the courthouse. I'm kind of what they call nasty clean anyway. I've always washed my hands a lot. My mother taught me that growing up. So, I don't know what this COVID thing's gonna do to us. It's pretty scary looking right now. September 10, 2020, we're in sort of a lull. The number of active cases we have are about half what they were 6 weeks ago. The active cases. They, being our health authorities, and we, the COVID committee, we don't know if that's because less people are being tested, because more people are wearing masks. We don't know. It's probably a combination of the two. Some people are getting COVID-19, don't know they have it. Let's just pray that it keeps going down and we don't have a resurgence this fall.
But we want to keep the businesses open and as best as we can, keep the economy positive in a...
People need to trade with your businesses, trade with your local business. The governor's never said you can't go to the grocery store. And when I came into this job, I had no idea what all awaited me. So the first thing that hit me was the budget last year, then hit me the Historical Commission grant for the courthouse, and then we get hit with COVID-19. We're fortunate in Upshur County, we haven't been afflicted quite as bad as some of our neighboring counties that are larger than us. We haven't been afflicted as bad as our neighboring counties that are less populous than us. We've been sort of fortunate here. So I think what the strategy that we've got going is having some effect, and that's good.
Yeah. When someone comes in front of your court as a judge, what exactly kind of cases are those?
Okay, that is a good question. The Upshur County Court has jurisdiction over all Class B and Class A misdemeanors, which there's about 1,200 of those cases coming through a year. And the Upshur County Court has jurisdiction over probate cases, which are wills and estates, and when people expire to probate their estates, and guardianships. So what we don't do up there is traffic tickets. Those go to JP courts, and we don't handle felony criminal cases. But everything else lands up there. And so in addition to trying to coordinate the Commissioner's Court of Upshur County, Texas, which is also part of the job, we're running a full-time criminal, probate, and partially civil court for the county as well. The county court also has jurisdiction of civil cases up to $20,000. So a few of those are sprinkled in, but most of what that court does is drug cases, domestic violence cases, and DWI, drinking and driving cases.
Okay.
Which, you know, is pretty, those things are not good for our community or for society. But that was one of the things that motivated me to serve in this office. Is if I didn't, I don't know that we would be served by an attorney. And since we don't have a county court at law, I don't think that would be a good thing. I think the county is, for all practical purposes, running a county court at law without having the expense of having to fund one. So long as we can keep an attorney up there as our county judge. Y'all have to remember, Gregg County has county courts at law, Smith County has county courts at law, Cass County over here, over to the northeast has a county court at law. And so our population's a little over 40,000, and that's about the cutoff about how you can go without having a county court at law. And to have, and Harrison County over here in Marshall has a county court at law. To run a county court at law and fund it, it's cost about $350,000 a year. So you're basically getting a county court at law over here for free, really. And because of my law practice, I'm able to afford to do that. And, you know, one complements the other. But it's like I told the voters when I ran, I am a practicing attorney and I still will be after the election. And so I'll call it like I see it. It may not be the exact same way that you see it, but I'll call them all like I see them. And that's what I've tried to do.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time today, and I appreciate it, and we'll get this published as soon as possible.
All righty, you have a good day out there, and everybody be safe.